Hello and welcome back to Football by the Numbers. I am John, and today I am joined by no one. No one's here to join me. If you recall from our last episode, we gave you a progress update of how we're doing. Andrew has currently flown to Spain, and he's in Spain actually. He's trying out for a couple of different clubs. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to speculate which clubs are there, which clubs are scouting him and how the trials are going. But from what he's told us, he's done very well. He, at the time of recording today, I believe, has played a 5th Division Spanish side with his ramshackle, thrown together consulting team that is a bunch of other people going and trying out for the club. So we wish him well, and he's apparently killing it over there. So we're praying that he gets a contract. Will has actually not decided to join me because he's actually scouting some other video ideas that we're planning on doing in the future. So stay tuned for those. Anyway, today we're not just doing a regular episode, like a podcast episode like we did last time. Today we need to talk about Bayern Munich, my favorite team, as you can see by the jerseys that I have in the background. But we're not just going to talk about them. We need to rant. I'm going to go on a rant, and that's another reason why the other guys haven't joined me, because they're not as huge fans of Bayern as I am. So a lot of soccer media over the past week or so have been talking about how deserved PSG was to get this huge win against Bayern Munich and how to eke out a victory, and but they so deserved it. Wrong. Bull stuff. Absolute nonsense. That is garbage. That is pure nonsense. And you'll see why when we go through the stats. But before we go through them, let's give a general recap of what happened across both Champions League legs. Part 1, match recap. So if you remember in the first leg, Robert Lewandowski was gone. He had just come back from international break, and of course the Polish manager had to play him against Andorra or Moldova or one of those easy games to win, and he came out with a knee injury. So he's going to be gone, and at the current time of writing, he has just now today resumed full training. So we probably won't see him for another match or two in Bayern games. I'm hoping that he comes this weekend. We just played Bayer Leverkusen today and won 2-0. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Leverkusen. We're here to talk about Bayern PSG. So in the first leg, despite missing Robert Lewandowski, Bayern came out of the gate firing, and it looked like they had PSG on the ropes. They had him on the back foot. Without Robert Lewandowski, again, like I said, I was a little worried. I was not positive of a good result. But the offense appeared to be firing. We were ripping shots at the goal left and right, and we'll get into the numbers a little later. I just want to go over the match first. We were firing. I think we had 2 shots in the first 2 minutes of the game, and they were good shots. But on a counterattack in the third minute of the game, Neymar plays a beautiful 1-2 with Di Maria to take it past the Bayern defense. Zula was the last man. Neymar cleverly plays it to the right to Mbappe, and Mbappe blasts it past Neuer, and it goes right between his legs into the goal. Neuer almost made a great save, but unfortunately it resulted in an error, and the match started out 1-0. To make matters worse, in the 28th minute, we're still in the first half here, in the 28th minute, Bayern clear a cross out of the midfield into Neymar, who makes an excellent long ball into the box to get it to Marquinhos. Marquinhos easily slides it past Neuer's left, shoots to his right side, and just passes it into goal. Easy. 2-0 up, not to mention we're at the Allianz Arena. We're at home, so I'm devastated. 30 minutes into the game, we're down. But Bayern will not hang their heads, and we will not be defeated that easily. In the 37th minute, Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting headed home across from Benjamin Pavard for Bayern against his former club. He used to play for PSG, and he strikes and makes it 2-1 in the Allianz Arena. Game on, let's go. Bayern again managed to score and equalize in the second half when in the 60th minute, Kimmich crosses from a free kick, crosses the ball into the box, and Müller, easy flick-on header, makes it 2-2. But PSG are still away. Remember the away goals rule. If the game comes out even, whoever scores more away goals has the advantage and will eventually move on. But we're still only in the first leg. And unfortunately for me, the game didn't end there. So PSG were not done. And on a quick counterattack in the 68th minute, 8 minutes after Bayern equalized, Angel Di Maria passes to Mbappe, who did an excellent, I mean, this was a superb, all credit, all props to Mbappe. Even Neuer clapped him off after this goal. He pulled off a fake shot, got Boateng to step, and fired a shot. I mean, ripped it right through his legs, right through Boateng's legs, past Neuer on his bottom right-hand side. Neuer didn't even jump. I mean, this guy didn't even move. So props to Mbappe scoring 2 on the night. And he had a really stellar game. But on to leg 2. Leg 2, Bayern refused to go down without a fight. Now, remember, in leg 1, we were without Robert Lewandowski. And also in leg 1, Niklas Zula came off injured. Leon Goretzka came off injured, which is arguably why Bayern had the second goal scored against him. I thought it was offsides. After looking at it again, it looked like it was a pretty fair ball, and Bayern were just caught out. Their defense weren't paying attention. But on leg 2, the story of the game was Neymar. Not really. Luckily for us, Neymar did not score. Hit the post a couple of times, but unfortunately, the post doesn't get you goals. The post doesn't get you points, and we don't really like Neymar here. He's way too much of a flopper. But anyway, Neymar had a stellar night, ending with 0 goals. The only goal was scored by Eric-Maxim Choupo-Moting, the return of Eric-Maxim Choupo-Moting to the Paris Saint Germaine Stadium in Paris, France. He scored in the 40th minute after Keylor Navas makes a good save from a decent Alaba shot. It wasn't very good, but it was well enough to get it on target. And Keylor Navas makes the save, bumps it up in the air, and Eric-Maxim Choupo-Moting just slides it right home, 1-0. So the final score of the 2 legs was 3-3. But as we said, PSG scored 3 away goals at the Allianz Arena. Bayern only managed to score 1 away goal, so PSG unfortunately advanced through the next round. But let's get into the numbers. Let's get into the real spicy details, because you may say, well, PSG scored more away goals and they deserve to win it because they scored 3 at the Allianz Arena and Bayern only scored 1 in Paris. That may be true, but let's break down these numbers for you so that you truly understand what actually happened in this game and why all the football pundits who said PSG trounced Bayern and really beat Bayern into the dust are so wrong. We're going to show you why in part 2. Part 2, statistics and numbers. All right, so now's the real juicy part. Let's really dig into this Bayern game, and I'm going to show you why Bayern deserved to win this game against Paris. So XG had the Bayern game at 3 goals for PSG, so they performed right at average across 2 legs. So across the 2 legs, PSG deserved to score about 3. Bayern to score, I saw 2 numbers for this. I saw one at about 4.3 and I saw one at 5.6. So that means based on the expected goals model calculated by 2 different individuals, Bayern either should have scored between 4 and 6 goals, and we only scored 3. So we really underperformed that game, but we should have come out on top and should have beaten PSG the old-fashioned way by goal difference. The possession, Bayern had over 50% possession over both games. In the first leg, we had 63% possession at home. 63% possession. So we had the majority of the ball. The second leg, we only had 54%, but that's still over the average of 2 legs. It's like 59% of the ball. We had so much possession and we couldn't put it away, but that's fine. We're going to still break this down a little bit more. So like I said, the real problem was that Bayern was missing Robert Lewandowski, and we'll see why. Over the 2 legs, Bayern in the first leg had 31 shots, 12 shots on target. In the second leg, Bayern had 14 shots, 5 on target. So that's a total of 45 shots and 17 shots on target. Let's compare this to PSG's numbers. So remember, Bayern, 45 shots, 17 shots on target. PSG across 2 legs had 6 shots. I'm sorry, not 6 shots. They had 6 shots in the first leg. 16 shots across 2 legs. They had 10 shots in the second game. Across 6 shots, they scored 3 goals and 7 shots on target with 5 in the first game. So they had 2 shots on target of 10 shots in the second game. Ridiculous. Bayern outshot them, and had we had our main skipper, the best number 9 in the world, the best finisher, the best goal scorer, whatever you want to call him, I call him the best striker and the best player of 2020 who got robbed of a Ballon d'Or, but we won't talk about that right now. The best striker in the world, Robert Lewandowski, would have put those away had we averaged 45 shots. I mean, we would have had like 10 goals had he been on there and had he been on the squad. Ridiculous. Anyway, let's keep going. 67 shot creating actions Bayern had. So we had 45 shots, but we had 67 shot creating actions across both legs. So that means out of everything that happened, either a dribble or a pass or a key pass or whatever, Bayern had 67 attempts to shoot the ball, 45 actual shots, and 17 shots at the goal, in which Keylor Navas either saved or we hit the post. Well, if we hit the post, that's not really a shot on target. Compared to PSG's 22. So in the first leg of the tie, remember, we had 31 shots. So we outshot PSG's shot creating actions in the first leg of the game. I mean, this is ridiculous. It was just really not our night at the Allianz Arena that night. 31 shots and 12 on target, and we can only come away with two goals. I mean, that game was it was from what everybody has said, it was a classic tie. Everybody loved watching it. I really encourage every one of you to go back and watch it. But I mean, Bayern really dominated that first leg. And even in the second leg, we looked so good. I was just waiting for that second goal to come. We deserved a second goal. And it just never came. You know, sometimes it's not your night. Anyway, let's move on to passing. Passing. Bayern averaged almost 83% pass accuracy across both legs. But not only this, Bayern averaged around 550 passes at least over both legs. And 83% pass accuracy, that's over 400 passes completed. Across both legs, PSG averaged less than 80% passing accuracy, and I think they even had less than 400 passes attempted. Bayern had 550 passes attempted with an 83% pass accuracy. I mean, I know they dominated possession, but that is an absurd statistic at how well they pass and how well they can get in behind and how well they can shoot the ball. Unfortunately, again, as we'll get into, it just wasn't our night. The man of the match, in my opinion, I mean, the real engine behind our team, especially in the first game, was Joshua Kimmich. Joshua Kimmich was outstanding. He had 114 touches on the ball in the first leg, more than double the best player on PSG in that first leg. In the second leg, he had more touches than anybody else again. He had 95 touches on the ball, over 20 more than Neymar, who is PSG's best player. So you remember how I said in the first part how Neymar was the player of the night and he had so many good dribbles and so many good actions and he could have scored a couple of times. Joshua Kimmich outplayed him in passes. He outplayed him in touches, both across two legs. I mean, he was just a nightmare for PSG to handle. And on that second leg, he didn't play as well as he did the first game. But the first game, he should have been man in the match. And had Kylian Mbappe not scored 2 goals, he probably would have been man of the match. I think Kylian Mbappe won man of the match for that first game. I don't remember. I'll have to get back to you in an update in a later episode. But those are some of the statistics that really stood out to me. Bayern really should have come home with at least another goal in one of those games to get that 4.3 XG. And had they gotten another goal, guys, let's remember this. XG is a predictor of the amount of goals that they think that teams can score. And they can be a little off because when, like I said in the first game, Bayern went 2-0 down pretty quickly. So if you're 2-0 up, a lot of teams just want to sit back and defend. And if they're sitting back and defending and not attacking very well, then your XG numbers aren't going to be as good as the team that's attacking and is down because they're going to try and get goals. But 31 shots, 12 on target, gang. Come on. I mean, come on. And we were dominant the whole game. It wasn't like we were sitting back and not attacking. We were attacking from the very first minute. I mean, we were out to get PSG. We were going to dub on them. I mean, we were going to win twice in a year, in at least 12 months, where we could have beaten them in 2020 for the Champions League final. We would have beaten them in the quarterfinals, and we would have gone on. But fair play to PSG. They played us hard. Kylian Mbappe really ran the show, and Neymar did pretty well as well. I mean, I got to give my props to him. He's a little bit of a flopper and a little bit of a baby, in my opinion. But I mean, he had a stellar second game, and yeah, he had 2 assists in the first game, so you can't really say too much about him. Bayern just didn't show up. Part 3. my opinions. All right, guys, like I said in part 2, this is where I really wanted to break down my opinions. And my opinions are going to be really centered around one guy, Robert Lewandowski. Now, I have his Who Scored statistics pulled up right here in front of me on my computer now. And you know, we're football by the numbers. We like to do the stats and the numbers, base our opinions on facts and logic, all caps, underline, bold text. So let's break down some of the stats about Robert Lewandowski. Bundesliga so far this year, in the Bundesliga, 25 appearances, 41 goal involvements, 41, 35 goals, 6 assists. So this, if he didn't get injured on the international break because the Poland manager wanted to play him in an insignificant, unrelated game that wasn't important, that he could have started anybody else, Robert Lewandowski injured, I think it was a tendon in his knee that he strained. And he was out for about a month. So he was out across both of these legs of PSG, which in my opinion is why we lost, because we weren't as clinical without Robert Lewandowski. He's our big goal scorer. In the Bundesliga, he was on track to break the single-season goal-scoring record held by ex-Bayern legend Gerd Müller. Robert Lewandowski this year, across 25 appearances, averages an 8.05 match rating. That is incredible. He is the best number 9 in the world. He is the best goal-scoring forward in the world. He is, in my opinion, the best player of 2020 and should win the Ballon d'Or this year because L'Équipe didn't give it to him last year because of coronavirus. But we all really know secretly it wasn't because of coronavirus. It was because Messi and Ronaldo didn't get it. Anyway, in the Champions League, he has 6 appearances, 5 goals, averages a 7.66 match rating, which we all know, at least by now, he probably would have scored at least 2 goals in that game. With 45 shots, I mean, come on, guys. With 45 shots, he at least would have gotten some more of those missed on target. And the more he shoots, the best strikers, like I said in the last episode, the best strikers aren't necessarily the ones with the highest conversion rate, because conversion rate can go up and down. Really, the best goal scorers in the game are the ones who take the most shots. So if you look at Harry Kane, if you look at Ronaldo, if you look at Messi, if you look at Lewandowski, these guys average more than 4 shots a game. Some of them, I think Harry Kane and Messi and Ronaldo average above 5 shots a game. So if you're getting these shots, obviously you have to be a clinical goal scorer as well, and you have to have some sort of a conversion rate. Conversion rate meaning the percentage of goals you get from the number of shots that you take on average. You have to have some sort of a conversion rate to get these goals in. But if you're shooting 4 or 5 shots a game on average, I mean, that's a lot of practice in game, and you're going to be scoring some goals. And these guys are the highest shot per game takers in the world. The Harry Kanes, the Robert Lewandowskis, the Cristiano Ronaldos, the Lionel Messis. These guys take the most shots per game. And Robert Lewandowski has 40 goals across 2 competitions and across 31 appearances. And he's got 6 assists on top of that as well, just across the Bundesliga and the Champions League. This doesn't even include Poland. This doesn't include the FIFA Club World Cup. This doesn't include any of the other competitions like the DFB Pokal, the Cup games. I mean, he's a legend. He's a legend, and he deserves to win the Ballon d'Or. And had he played in this game, I firmly believe that Bayern would have won the Champions League again. We would have repeated our sextuple. And that sextuple, we wouldn't have repeated the sextuple. We're out of the Pokal game. But we would have repeated at least the double, the league and the Champions League. And now, even Robert Lewandowski's goal-scoring record that he should have just wiped out Gerd Muller's record of single-season goals. And now it's going to be down to the wire. And we hope that he gets better soon, and we hope that he starts. At the time of recording, we just beat Leverkusen, and Robert Lewandowski just resumed full training again. So we're hoping, please, Robert, come back to us this weekend. Please come back to us and score a hat trick or something. Get your goal-scoring record back, because we don't have a lot of time. We have a couple of games left, and there isn't a lot of time for him to break that single-season goal-scoring record. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I think he's the best player in the world. I think Bayern's the best team in the world. So if you like this video, make sure to like it down below. Comment. Who do you think is the best player in the world? Was I correct? Was I correct in saying that Bayern should have beat PSG? We gave you the stats. I gave you my opinion. Andrew and Will weren't here to give their opinions, but I know they'd agree with me. We have the facts right here in front of us. What do you think? Comment down below. And remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ring that little bell to get all of our video notifications, and we'll give you the latest video. I'll give you a sneak peek on our next video. Our next video coming up is about the biggest topic in world football right now. If you've been paying attention to any social media this week, you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a sneak peek for you. I won't talk about it now. Anyway, thanks again, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. I'm John, and this is Football by the Numbers.